What's up, guys? Welcome back. I've got something real special lined up for you today. I'll be showing you how to make a risotto that'll make even Gordon Ramsay smile. But before I do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that bell and enable notifications as well. All right, let's make it happen. We're starting out with some Arborio rice, which is very traditional with risotto. So you're gonna need to find this at your local grocery store. We're also gonna use a butternut squash that I probably need to turn to the side. We're gonna slice the ends off here and then cut it right down the middle. This recipe is inspired by the Hell's Kitchen risotto. They do a butternut squash risotto with lobster. No lobster today, but I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. So take out the biggest, sharpest knife you got because butternut squash is a little hard to slice. Apply a little pressure, cut it right down the middle like so. And then we're gonna spoon out the seeds from the middle like you see right there. You can also buy this usually at the grocery store already cubed up and chopped up for you. All the hard work is already done. For those of you that want to roll up your sleeves, I'm going to show you how to prepare it at home. So once we've done that, we're going to sprinkle it with a little avocado oil or olive oil. Make sure it's lightly coated. And then we're just going to hit it with a little salt and pepper. Butternut squash is super delicious, has a nice natural sweetness to it, and it's going to add a lot of flavor to this risotto. It is optional though, so you don't need to do it. But like I said, you can buy it already cubed up at the grocery store and make this a lot more easy on yourself. Line a baking sheet with some parchment paper, place it flesh side down like you see here, and we're gonna pop it in a 350-degree oven for about 20 to 30 minutes or until it's fork tender. While that's in the oven, we're gonna take our Pecorino Romano cheese or Parmesan cheese, whatever you got at the grocery store is fine. Preferably some good quality stuff though. You wanna shred it yourself, that way it melts nicely. We're gonna need about 1 cup of that cheese, so go ahead and shred that. Once you've done that, we're gonna make our own stock here. So we're going in with some celery, some onion. If you got some carrots, really any vegetables left in your refrigerator, this is a great opportunity to make a good stock. If you wanna keep this vegetarian, you can use a vegetable stock instead of chicken stock and use the vegetable base instead of chicken base. But the key to a good risotto is a delicious stock. So I really recommend, kind of jazzing up your own stock here. We're going in with a few pinches of saffron that are served to you in a little jug container. Don't ask me why, but the stuff is expensive. So we're gonna make our stock. Let's check on our butternut squash real quick, make sure it passes the fork test. That will indicate that it is tender enough and right where we want it. Looking good. Go ahead and take a spoon and add it to your blender or whatever you're planning to, puree this up with. You can also take a little bit of this and dice it up and have some butternut squash chunks in your risotto. That's what they do at Hell's Kitchen as well. We're just gonna puree this though. So I'm going in with a little bit of chicken stock. I'm using my hand blender and we're just gonna turn this into baby food basically. Add a little bit more stock as needed. And you're just gonna make a butternut squash puree that we're gonna eventually put into our risotto. There we go. Once you have that baby food consistency or something like applesauce, for those of you that have never made a puree before, this is kind of what you're looking for. You can give it a taste, hit it with a little bit more salt and pepper if need be, but we'll have plenty of flavor in that risotto, so no need to go crazy here. Take a look at our stock here. After about an hour, we're gonna go ahead and strain this. So use a little mesh strainer like this and keep all the vegetables out of the stock. That way it's nice and smooth. And now it's time to get started on our risotto. We're going in with 2 tablespoons of butter, followed by 4 slices of thick cut diced bacon. Again, guys, if you're trying to make this vegetarian, you can leave the bacon out. But for the rest of us, we're gonna add some bacon to this dish. Anything that starts off with butter, bacon, and onions cannot be bad. We're looking to get some good color on the bacon. Once it gets nice and crispy and it's rendered its fat, we're going in with a half of a diced onion or a shallot, whatever you decide to use, no big deal either way. We're gonna reduce our heat to medium low. Once the onion has become tender, we're gonna add in a tablespoon of garlic. And to me, that's the holy trinity of all things delicious. Bacon, onion, garlic. It's gonna smell amazing. The foundation of flavor is permeating throughout the pot. Now we're gonna add a splash of dry white wine, a Chardonnay, something like that, just to deglaze the pan here. Let that simmer for a couple minutes to cook the alcohol off. Then we're going in with our Arborio rice. You want to add this before you add any liquid because you want to start to toast the rice. That'll begin to release the natural starch in the rice, which will help you get a nice creamy texture on your risotto and keep Gordon Ramsay from cussing you out. So toast the rice for a couple minutes, and then we're going in with a ladle or two of our chicken stock that we doctored up a bit. As always, guys, the specific measurements and ingredients can be found in the description box below, so make sure you check that out. Also, make sure you tag me on Instagram and Twitter and all that good stuff so I can see what you guys make. I love watching you guys cook and recreate these dishes. It's one of the funnest parts of this job. So what you're looking for right here is you want to kind of scrape the bottom of the pot. If it leaves behind a trail like you just saw there, it's time to add more stock. Risotto is a little bit tricky just because it takes a lot of patience. It's very similar to making a roux for a gumbo. But, just don't walk away from it. Continue to stir it as the rice absorbs everything, all the liquid in the pan. And you see that trail like you just saw me show you right there. It's time to add another ladle of stock. And over time, that rice is just going to continue to absorb all of those delicious flavors that we've developed in our pan. And we'll continue to add stock until the rice is nice and tender. You want to add stock about every 1 to 2 minutes for about 20 minutes in total. Once the rice becomes tender, we're going to add in our butternut squash puree and just allow that to kind of incorporate, mix until everything is well combined. So much flavor packed in here, guys. It's going to smell amazing. Super impressive dish for your house guests. Next, we're going to start adding in our cheese to make this risotto extra creamy. Again, Pecorino, Romano, Parmesan, anything like that would be perfect here. Looking good, smelling even better. Next, we're going to add in a little diced chive for some flavor and a pop of color. And we're entering the home stretch, people. It's almost time to give this the classic taste test. Again, guys, quick reminder that all of the specific measurements and ingredients can be found in the description box below. You'll notice that we waited to season to the very end because a lot of these flavors have a lot of sodium. The bacon has sodium. The chicken stock has some sodium. The cheese has some sodium. So you want to wait till the end to taste and then adjust the seasoning to your preference. So I just added a little salt and pepper. I'm also going in with a little bit of cayenne pepper here, just to add a little bit of spice to offset the natural sweetness from the butternut squash. It's always important to taste as you go. Remember that once it's in there, you can't take it out, but you can always add more towards the end. Here's a quick little money shot for you. The final product is plated up. Got to hit it with a little bit more fresh shaved cheese here. You could serve this with some scallops, a little lobster tail, some chicken, salmon, whatever you want. Really, you could eat this as its own dish as well. Garnish with a little diced green onion or chive. Definitely some food porn going on here. Let me find my fork for the taste test. Oh man, so much flavor in this dish, guys. Can't wait for you guys to try it. That's my recipe for risotto. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell to enable notifications. Share this to your social media. Let everybody know about this channel here. And as always, thank you for your support.